Before you begin working in the console application, you should configure the console's default settings to make it easier for you to work in the shell. For example, you may need to change the font size and colors to make the text a bit more readable. You should also resize the console window so that you can see all of the command output without having to scroll horizontally or vertically. And for some users, the default white text on blue background scheme may not provide enough color contrast for them to easily see what they're typing and the resulting command output. Also, you can adjust the console's default appearance to suit your preferences through its property settings. In this demonstration, we'll open up the 64-bit console as an administrator, and we'll see how to configure font and layout properties in the console host. From the start screen, I'll type Power SH in the search pane, and this will display the Windows PowerShell icon. From here, I'll right-click and then select Run as Administrator. Now that PowerShell is running, I'm going to right-click the icon down here in the taskbar and select Pin this program to taskbar. All this does is make it easier for the next time I want to use PowerShell. Now we want to make sure that up here at the title bar it says Administrator and that doesn't say x86, because we want to run the 64-bit version of PowerShell. Now I'm going to go ahead and click the control box in the upper left-hand corner of the console application window, and we'll go ahead and click Properties from this menu. Now there are 4 tabs here, and I'm going to click on the Font tab, and I'll select Consolus, and I'm going to reset the font size. Now the default font is a raster, but a TrueType font makes it easier to read, and so that's why I selected Consolus. Now I'll click on the Colors tab, and I have several options here to change the screen text and the screen background color. And I'll go ahead here and select one that I like. Now I'm going to click on the Layout tab, and I'm going to change the window size areas, width, and height value so that the console window fits completely on the screen. And finally, I'm just going to go ahead and set the screen buffer area's width value to be the same as the window size width value. And I'll click OK. And notice here that the horizontal scroll bar is no longer displayed at the bottom of the window. Previously, I'd mentioned that the default font can make it difficult to distinguish between certain characters when we're using Windows PowerShell. For example, it could be difficult to easily tell the difference between an open parenthesis and an open curly brace. So if you're having difficulty distinguishing between certain characters, try changing the font or the font size until you find a setting that works for you. This concludes this demonstration of configuring fonts and screen layout.